Hi, everybody. I'm Charlene Shirk. I'm your host of Digital Champions, where we have the opportunity to talk to some of the innovators in the digital space, the great thinkers that are out there. And I'm so excited. We've got Justin Kelsey today with VAXA Digital. Thanks so much for joining us today, Justin.
Hey, thanks, Charlene. Thanks for having me.
Hey, so tell us all about VAXA Digital. What are you guys up to?
Yeah, so VAXA, I funny enough, left my job in investment banking about 2 years ago with the dream of starting this company. And we are 100% focused now on creating what we call our scroll stopping video ads for e-commerce brands. So anything from your basic promo videos to review videos, unboxings, everything in between. If you're an e-commerce brand, basically, we're working with Pure One Imports, Allbirds, a handful of different companies to make them those types of videos to run paid social, other various marketing channels, a little bit of programmatic as well, but just kind of all across the board. So it's been super exciting.
I love the term scroll stopping. It's like right there on your website, right there. Talk to me about why that is so important that people stop the scroll and pay attention to your client's video or presentation.
Yeah, well, as you know, social media was built to consume us, to give us as much content as possible, whether that be video, photo, etc. So, our inherent reaction is to scroll as we're on Instagram, as we're on TikTok, as we're clicking through Snapchat, on Facebook. That's what the platforms want us to do. As advertisers, though, obviously, we want you to stop and look at the ads that we're serving. So that's kind of where we dubbed, the scroll stopping aspect. So what we try to do in the videos we create, and obviously anyone else running ads out there, is how do we get someone to stop in that act, that habit of scrolling? Most people are programmed to just continue swiping, to pass by everything and say, I just want more of the content I care about. Our goal is to make the content you care about, but also have it be in the form of an ad. So scroll stopping for brands of all sizes is just a relevant methodology to get behind. You want to create scroll stopping ads, scroll stopping content to get your customers, prospects, etc., people who just want to find out about your product to ideally stop in their tracks, stop in their scroll, and learn a little bit more.
I love it. You could say that all day long. I think that's such a great term. And so what do you tell your clients about, they're coming to you, obviously they want to stand out amongst all of, all their competitors, get somebody to stop the scroll for them. So how do you find that thing for that client that says, this is the thing that's going to get them to stop and pay attention? And do your clients always agree with you?
Yes. So yes and no. They do not always agree with us, but we do have a lot of data to prove why, the way we do things definitely works. And the way we look at scroll stoppers, and this is, again, really talking about those first 7 seconds of a video. Most of the videos we make are anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds, never over a minute. But we're, for the purpose of scroll stopping, talking about those first 5 to 7 seconds. And there's two ways you can do that. The first being a visual hook. So something that is just such wow factor to it, whether that's like, something exploding or getting smashed with a hammer, or something that's going to, again, grab your attention as you're scrolling in your feed and get you to click or watch, just ideally watch more of that video, kind of that same direct response framework. But aside from a visual hook, you also have the text-based hook. So throwing big, bold text right in the front of the screen. The visual doesn't even have to be that exciting if your text is really cool or really enticing. So something that's going to grab attention. We particularly look at hooks in about 35 different ways. So we have, appeals to emotion, appeals to money, appeals to power. There's your life force 8 desires that drive these hooks. And then we have about 35 different psychological triggers that we can use as hooks to grab your attention, whether that be through text or visual. And that's what's ultimately going to get someone to stop in their tracks. So every brand's going to be a little different depending on, obviously, that customer demographic they're going after. But at the end of the day, everybody is out there looking for something, whether they know it or not. So you just have to find a way of, telling them, hey, they need this.
So the last couple of years, video has really evolved. Everybody's got to have video today. So talk to me about the next 2 years. If everybody's got to have video today, what do they have to have in the next 2 years?
More video. That's the easy answer. Video is obviously constantly evolving. What we saw working for video 2 years ago was, longer form content, a lot of the higher fidelity stuff versus the present. We're looking at things, like what we call UGC content or user generated content, really simple. You have your smartphone, you're talking into it, selfie style, giving a little testimonial. That's what's working right now. But 2 years down the road, who knows, how the landscape of video is going to look. Personally, I'm very bullish on VR and AR, augmented reality type video being really popular as the technology continues to become adopted, as TV stations start broadcasting in VR, and you can throw on your VR headset and look around and be in the middle of a football game. What if that football game takes a 5 to 30-second break, and you're now experiencing a product firsthand in virtual reality, and trying to get you to buy that product? So I think there's a lot of room for the industry to grow. It's always going to be changing, especially with this Gen Z demographic being more used to TikTok and Reels and things like that. Short form, snappy, very low fidelity, but works to convert somebody. I think we're going to continue to see things trending in that direction for a little while.
Justin, that was great feedback. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. And thanks for joining us today.
Of course. Super stoked to be on. I lived in Jacksonville for 2 years, so always great to connect with other folks from the 904.
Oh, you got it. Threw it down, the 904. Thanks so much, Justin. We appreciate you. This was fun. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Charlene.
All right, you heard Justin. It's going to be all about video in the next 2 years. Keep at it, folks. That's Justin Kelsey with VAXA Digital. And you can learn more about what his company is doing at dailyadbrief.com. And until then, folks, I'm Charlene Shirk. I'm your host of Digital Champions. I hope you enjoyed yourself and you learned something new, and we will see you next time.